Hello everybody, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. My name's DFree here today. We are taking a look at the upcoming V-Jumps that are coming into the game. And there's a reason why I pulled up Pan. Anyways, we'll come back to that. Hope you guys enjoy. Hit that subscribe if you're new for more content. Let me know in the comment section down below what you are most hyped about. But just understand that this is for year 4 pretty much. But it's not all that we are getting because these V-Jumps aren't like crazy epic. They don't even show like a brand new unit, I don't think. They show something. Anyways, we'll come back to that. So to begin, we have this first scan. So the fourth scan, which is actually supposed to be the second scan, we will kind of go over it now, I guess. It was supposed to be the second scan. There's a reason why I had this one up. We'll come back to that. So here we go. SS4 Goku, physical type, SSR. I am all but certain that he is going to be a free unit, but we will see what happens. He's holding the 4-star Dragon Ball, which is pretty iconic. Of course, 4 years. Goku, 4-star Dragon Ball. There's a whole lot of tie in there. Anyways, SS4 Goku at that. So we're going to come back to this, though. Let's go ahead and check out the info for it as well down below. So we have some translations from my man Goresh. The 4th anniversary celebration will have the Dragon Ball GT motif. So Dragon Ball GT, it's going to be GT themed. Pretty much the entirety of the celebration is going to be GT. If you couldn't tell, because they had that Haze Shenron, I think is no, not Haze, Smoke Shenron, I don't know. The brand new Black Shenron, pretty much thing that's been floating around on the internet. You guys might have even seen it. New Dragon Balls and all of that stuff. So it's going to be GT themed. So that does pretty much indicate that we are going to get summonable GT units as well. Just whole GT theme. So keep that in mind. The fourth year anniversary celebration will have the Dragon Ball GT motif. There will be a Super Saiyan 4 Goku physical type available as a login bonus upon the first login of the campaign. His SA will be the 10 times Kamehameha, and he will be holding the 4-star Dragon Ball. Also included in the overall login bonus will be 4 Dragon Stones a day. That's pretty dope. Various support items, 7 God Dragon Stones. That's awesome. And 4-year anniversary coins. The anniversary is set to start on January 30th. We'll translate the rest when the bottom portion is available. Okay, so he says, wait, 7 God Stones. It's highly likely that this is an error, but that is indeed what it says. 7 God Stones is insane. That is a lot of God Stones to get. So we will see what happens ultimately with that, because that's quite a bit. Maybe it's 4. If it is an error, maybe they mean 4. We'll see what happens. So ultimately, though, we are getting a free-to-play SS4 physical Goku, and that's cool though, because it's just another option to run, and he as a free unit, he's gonna be pretty solid. He might even wind up being a support unit for an overall GT category. We'll see what happens. But anyways, since the theme of the anniversary is GT, that just further validates the fact that I do think we're just gonna get some more GT category leaders, right? I think it's possible we get just an overall one. I know people are like, oh, that's going to invalidate Shadow Dragons, whatever. I think it's possible. I do think it's possible. So more on that in my year 4 predictions video. I'm going to add this stuff to my prediction video. That's going to be coming out maybe tomorrow. Anyways, moving on. So we have this scan here. So this scan was interesting because, as you see, well, Beepan is now getting an LR. Yes, an LR before Krillin. Everybody gets an LR before Krillin. Anyways, that being said, so Beepan is interesting because it's using the pre-existing unit, by the way. So that means that she is going to be, I believe, the first LR in the game. Don't quote me on this because I swear I'll deny it. The first LR in the game that is going to have access to the weakened potential system. And the reason I say that is because the pre-existing unit already did. So if we come over here and we take a look at her stats, they're only going to bump by 3,000 because she's a free unit. So relatively 3,000, pretty close, give or take, right? So that's just because she's a free unit. And even the free Goku that just came out, for example, he doesn't even, well, he's not going to pop here. He'd have to pop on JP. He doesn't even show with that, right? If I can pull him up here, he's going to show up with the newer potential system bonus. Like, well, not the newer, but the 5,000 plus potential system bonus, just because he's going to become an LR ultimately. So here we go with him. So like he's jumping way more. So free units typically only go about 3. which is the problem with the Pan, which is the problem, in my opinion, with all the free units. I really hate that, but it really, really sucks, of course. But still, like, Pan is an interesting unit because that's going to hamper her. Unless, upon awakening, her stats go crazy high. That's possible, too, I guess. Upon awakening, maybe her stats will go crazy high. Here's another example. You know, only 3,000 relative to 3,000 bonus for another unit that's free to play. That came to my mind. So we'll see what happens with Pan ultimately, though. But it is still cool that she's getting an LR. They apparently, oh, speaking of which, here's that dragon. I had Dokkan's website open. I was talking about that earlier. Anyways, apparently they love, like, you know, hybrid free LRs, apparently, because now we have another one. So there's that. So anyways, Goku Jr., though, is finally getting an EZA. He was quietly probably the worst one, probably because he's just the oldest one, right? But probably the worst one of those units that have their own potential orbs like that. Not counting the Ginyu Force, but those ones that are like the regular ones, non-Ginyu Force ones. So that's cool. I'm curious to see what happens with him ultimately. And you know what? In fact, let me go ahead and pull him up here because I think he has a solid chance to become very, very good. I think he has a solid chance to become very good. So int types get 2 key, 30%. This is gonna probably be 3 key 50. Supreme damage is still gonna stay. That's not gonna change. He will probably pick up an attack raise on the super attack. This will probably jump to being 60%. Plus another 40% at least, and he probably will just get rid of the minus defense or something like that. Maybe they'll even go crazy and add another gimmick like they did with Gohan. Because when we go over to the kid Gohan, who got an EZA, of course, here's the card. This is how he is. Well, actually, attack and defense plus 12% per key sphere obtained. Attack plus 5% of key plus 1 in addition per rainbow. I think this is his EZA stuff. Or maybe I'm overlooking that. But anyways, we come down, passive changes to 13%, and then 7%, and then 2 key in addition. So, like, he gets a pretty crazy bonus because those numbers, even though it's not a huge jump, that's actually very, very, very big. That's a big deal. So, anyways, that's ultimately it. You know, he goes up 1% here, then another 2% here, plus another key, which is unnecessary, but we're good. So, Kid Goku, or Goku Jr., excuse me, is going to be getting a EZA ultimately as part of the Year 4 celebration. And let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think will happen. It'll probably be better than I predicted, but I'll come back to that later. So all of this stuff, though, is, again, part of the Year 4 celebration. We don't actually have a date for it, though, which is pretty interesting to me. This is the bottom half of the same scan. You can see kind of the bottom piece. You see Goku's legs up here. So there's only one page, basically. Yeah, this is the bottom part where it has the 4 kanji. So that's interesting. I'm kind of like expecting something else, though. Like, it's kind of weird because I was expecting more of a summon type unit or things like that we didn't really actually get here, but it's still cool what we have here now. But of course, like I said, there's going to be a lot more. But as you see here, this is 4 dragon stones a day, 7 god stones, which is going to be crazy. So thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed. Apparently the date that they're talking about is right here, the 30th of January, by the way. That's the Year 4 celebration. So of course, that's pretty much always been the case anyway. Anyways, have an awesome day, everyone, and I'll catch all of you guys in the next one.